So, some of the questions that are asked are worded in such a way, like I said, to catch people out. And it'll be things like asking about your mobility. Again, remembering that we're filling it out as if it was one of our bad days. And it'll say something like, on average, how far can you walk? And it's really important because what they'll sometimes do is it's like a multiple choice. And for me, the lowest form of mobility on their sort of scale was still way more than I could do at the time when I was filling it in. And so it's really important you're given opportunity to sort of write a bit more about things if you want to. And so it's really, really important to fill those ones out because their idea of what somebody in need is and your situation may not match. And so it's really vital to write those things out. Also, things like they'll say something about a mobility aid. Now, to some people, that's, walking stick, or to other people, it's a scooter or a wheelchair. And it's very important, again, to realise what they're actually asking, because it's easy to sort of go, well, I have a mobility aid, it's my wheelchair. And they go, how far can you go in your mobility aid? It's just like, well, as far as anyone's willing to push me. But that's not how it works in their head. It's like, a mobility aid is helping you to walk, not helping you to be mobile. And also, obviously, it's the thing that if they ask about a wheelchair, then it needs to be very clear whether you power the wheelchair yourself, either manually or electrically, or whether somebody helps you. Because obviously, if you're relying on somebody to push you, then they've got to think about that, sort of hiring somebody to do that and stuff like that. So it is so important to just give them as much information as possible. And this is where it gets really hard because firstly it's exhausting and secondly we don't always sort of remember those things when we're filling out forms. Well, I find that for me anyway, is that I filled it out and my husband went, you forgot to mention that when you lie down you stop breathing. I was like, oh yeah, that's actually quite an important one, isn't it? And stuff. So yeah. Also, other things is sort of, how's your general health? And they're trying to sort of find out if you, I don't know, are smoking or something, and so that's sort of you're choosing to do something that could make you worse, and they don't like that, obviously. Um, But so they're trying to sort of find out those kind of things. And that's really important as well, because obviously for us, our general health is just terrible. And that needs to be made clear. There is a section either in the DLA or in the Blue Badge, I can't remember, but there is a section where it says, is there anything else that you'd like to tell us? And I wrote and said, I found this incredibly difficult to fill out because it was so long and it was depressing as well and all this kind of thing. And I think it's important to write in there because the more people who do and sort of go, this is really difficult to do, maybe they'll pay attention. Who knows? But yeah, all the best, everybody. And the other thing I was going to say is that if you do get a blue badge, it's really important that you don't abuse the rules kind of thing. I know there are lots of people who abuse the rules in the sense that they park in a blue badge bay and they don't display and they don't seem to have a disability. That's really annoying. But also it's the thing that you can't lend it to anybody, even if they have a disability, because that's abusing the system. Which is again really hard because it's the thing that, they might need it. But you can't do that. So, I suppose it's the thing that we want to make sure that people trust us and believe us in our need. And so we have to just stick rigidly to the system. Otherwise, people could start sort of saying things like, oh, we're just trying to have an easy life and that kind of thing. which obviously isn't great.